We're in Palma, which has decided to throw up some seriously English weather to test this, the Monte Carlo 6. We've had the Monte Carlo 4, we've had the Monte Carlo 5, and now this, the 6, is the boat that is going to link the Monte Carlo range to the Monte Carlo yachts range. It's got a pair of Cummins Zeus 600 horsepower engines, and it's got some seriously cool gadgets on board as well. So let's go and take a closer look. While we're up here on this perfectly flat foredeck, we can talk about one of the best gadgets on this boat, and also one of the best gadgets I think I've ever seen installed on a boat. When you first look at it, this looks like just a normal foredeck, but with this little control here, touch of a button, the teak transforms itself into a sun pad. This one on this side does it as well, and there are cushions for both. But simple as that, you've gone from totally flush foredeck to a very comfortable and very cool looking sun pad. Another gorgeous little feature that I haven't seen before but gives a real bit super yacht touch are these fantastic pop-up lights that come out of the deck up here at the foredeck. There's one this side, there's one that side, so if you're out here at night you've got a lovely bit of warm lighting coming up from the deck as well. When you first step into the saloon of the Monte Carlo 6, you can't help but notice this helm station, primarily because it's in the middle of the boat. You are set front and centre in the middle, which is a great position to be in, obviously, when you're driving. And then, of course, there's this spectacularly cool helm seat from Only. It's an option, but it means that you get the joystick under one hand for the Zeus pods, you get the tracker ball for this enormous Simrad multi-function display as well, which is also pinch and zoom, so you can use your hands as well, but the tracker ball just feels so cool. And you feel so plugged into the boat. It's an amazing helm position, and it works absolutely beautifully. So whereas the MC4 and the MC5 both use Volvo Pento IPS, Monte Carlo has chosen to go with Zeus pod system on this boat, so it's the Cummins system mated to 600 horsepower diesel, so it fits the boat very well. In fact, it feels very similar to the MC4 and the MC5. Outright speed, not blistering, 28 knots at the top end, but it's the way it does those speeds that is so impressive. It's very quiet, very refined. The steering is reactive enough, but it's pretty lazy. It's a family cruising boat, and it really does feel like it will munch up the Mars very comfortably indeed. The galley aft layout is something that Monte Carlo has used on the 4 and the 5, and I think it works especially well on the 6 here because they have so much room. They've also used these fantastic doors which don't just slide open, they fold right out against the bulkhead, so you have a really big opening. You have teak in here as well, which means that the inside and the outside meld together really nicely. And then there's the use of textures in here and the use of fabrics. You have a layer of real stone up here on the galley, and the same for the bathrooms. There's real leather on top of these cabinets here, nice wooden detailing with stainless steel strips, and you have these really nice leather pull handles that have come down from the Monte Carlo yachts range. It genuinely does feel like a high quality product, and that continues downstairs in the pretty spectacular master cabin. So we're in the master cabin now, and that's just one of the nice features in this cabin, the fact that you have a separate shower cubicle there, toilet this side, and then the sink is in the middle, so you can get up and use that very easily. And look at the view you have when you're brushing your teeth out that fantastic circular window. Trademark of the MC range, and it still works brilliantly on here. Elsewhere in this cabin, loads of headroom all the way on the bed, nice use of teak on the floor as well. Again, they've used the fabrics and the textures and the colours brilliantly. You have rubber paint, leather, nice woven effect on the top of the wardrobes. It just feels like a special place to be all over this boat, and no more so than in this cabin. Another fabulous part of the Monte Carlo 6 is this Flybridge, partly because it's so long. It's given the designers plenty of license to give each space lots of room, so you have a good amount of flat sunpad area aft. You have this fantastic big dinette with this lovely chunky table which obviously folds out, and then you have a really well-spec wet bar as well with griddle, sink, all the normal stuff, and this really chunky substantial hardtop. It's an option, but it's a really nice one. You've got lighting in here, a sunroof, and it really looks the business. If there's one small criticism, there aren't many on this boat, but one of them is probably the driving position up here isn't great for me. They've used the same type of Only seat that they use on the MC4 and the 5, and it just leans you back a bit too far away from the helm for my liking. But the helm does look very cool, and it's also nicely protected from this large windscreen up front as well. So the MC6 has the potentially difficult job of linking the Monte Carlo range to the Monte Carlo yachts range, but it does it very well. Yes, it may look like the smaller boats, but on board it feels every bit a Monte Carlo yacht. The way it looks, the attention to detail, the feeling of quality on board, it's really, really up there and as close to the big Italian and British boys as the Bento Group has ever been. And then there's lovely little gadgets that really set it apart, like these two sunbeds beneath me and the pop-up lights. Bits of theatre that really make you think, yeah, this is a special boat to be on, and it really is.